Hello, this is Mando again. I greet you in the name of Jesus. I'm happy to be here. This is our third video. You're welcome to this channel. Today is Saturday, 9 December 2017. I'm talking about Jesus as a caring husband. Before I recorded the first video, the Lord made it clear to me that this is His work. It is His work, I'm just an instrument. So if it was my work, I would tell you how far I have come, how I started, what the Lord has done in my life, and where I am at now. But it's not my work. So I will do things according to the Lord's wish. He does the choosing because He's the owner of the channel. And so I'm here to talk about what He chose this time, and that is Him as a caring husband. It might sound funny to some, maybe weird to others, but it is true. Jesus is a caring husband. I know that. I have seen that. I can testify, and yeah, it is true. Jesus is a caring husband. In the first video, I said Jesus loves like nobody. He is a perfect lover of our souls, and that makes Him our husband in a spiritual way, not in a carnal way. Don't get me wrong. I believe when God wants you to know Him, or when He decides it's time for you to be close to Him, He creates a situation. That's what He did with me. He created a situation where I found myself standing, depending on nobody but Him alone. And that's how I came to recognize Him as a darling husband, as a caring husband. He is a husband. We all need Jesus as a husband, whether married or not, whether you're single, whether you are a widower. We all need Jesus as a caring husband, because there is that place, there is that space in our hearts that can only be filled by Jesus. No man can fill that place. No man can fill that place. So that is number one reason as to why we need Jesus. We need Him. We all need Him. The Word of God refers to us as brides of Christ. Where there is a bride, there is a bridegroom. And one day, Christ will come as a bridegroom to take home His bride and to present His bride to His Father, our Father in heaven. So Jesus is a caring husband. He is a caring husband. Where I'll tell you the situation that He created, the same situation that brought me to realization that only God can be there and can help where people have failed, and that we should trust in Him, and depend on Him alone. Okay, let's get into the message. 2 years ago, not 2 years actually, 2 years and some months, my son fell sick. It was a strange sickness, and doctors were treating him, but I could see it in my own eyes that it was strange. So we had to spend like half a month in the hospital. During that time, my husband was far away from me. He had traveled. I had a baby of 1.5 years. So I left that baby at home with the household. It was not a beautiful situation. My son was sick, almost dying. I was in the hospital for half a month, and I had little help. I mean emotional help. People were praying for me, people visited me, but they could come and go. So there are times when I had to stand alone, watching my baby dying. There is when I watched him on blood transfusion, and my heart was really sinking. I watched something in me told me, this is not good. So I was terrified, but I had to be strong because it was all me standing there. So I was in that situation for all that time. My husband could talk to me, of course, now and then. How is the child? How is he doing? What are the doctors saying? Well, we talked. We could talk on phone, but that wasn't enough. I needed a friend. I needed somebody to talk to. I was weary. I was tired. I was not eating. I could not even remember to comb my hair. I was there, all alone, and it really wasn't good. I got encouragement from people who visited during the day, but I could be there alone at night. We were, after like 1 week, we kept moving from hospital to hospital, and from the second one we were transferred. So people could come visit us in an emergency room. We were there for days, from Tuesday up to Sunday, when God did work the miracle. We were in an emergency room. People could come, encourage me, but they could leave crying. Whenever I saw tears on their faces, fear crept in. I was like, oh my gosh, people see it, my child. But God held my heart together. I did not lose it that much. So I was there until God delivered my child on a Sunday morning, one Sunday morning that I will never forget in my life. He sent his servant. He told him everything that I needed to know. He told her, it was a her actually, a pregnant woman, very heavy. God told her what I wanted to know, what the sickness was all about. And he told her to tell me that my child is not going to die. He's going to live, and that in a few days we are going to be discharged. My son was very swollen. He could not see. He was swollen from head up to toe. And so that very morning when she came, she told me that message, and she prayed in a way that the Lord instructed her to do. Within 8 to 10 hours, my child was fine. The swelling had disappeared, and he was walking. I was holding his hand, walking him around, and doctors were, what? What happened? What are you doing in an emergency room? You should be in the general ward. So we went to the general ward. That's shortly what happened. So in that situation, I learned about what it means to stand alone. What it means to stand alone. So my husband was far away. We could only talk on phone. I updated him every second, what the doctors were saying, how the child is. I could send him pictures, and he was there all worried, but he couldn't do much. So I was alone, and I had a baby at home. When we left the hospital, we went home, and that's when the real work started. We were dealing with demonic powers. The attacks started when we left the hospital. So it was a war that I didn't know how to fight. Remember, I was very scared. I was alone. I needed somebody to talk to, somebody to hold my hand and say, hey, it is going to be fine. Your child is okay. You are going to... You get it. So, in that situation, it was only God, only Him, that was on my side. I could sit at night, sit in my bed with my babies next to me, because I couldn't leave the older one in his room. We are just discharged from the hospital. He has not yet recovered. I mean, his mind, all that he went through, he needed me so much, and I needed to watch over him every second. So I brought him into my bedroom in the same bed, big bed. He was there, and my baby girl was there too. So around 2 in the morning, everything could happen. That's when real work could happen. So I had to sit till that time so that I can pray, and I didn't know how to pray. The only way I knew to get help was to cry. I could sit and cry a basin of tears. So I could sit saying, God help me, heal my children. I need help. I am alone. I don't know who to talk to at this minute. If my husband was here, we would be seated together now, holding each other's hands, but he's not here. I cannot call anybody. Nobody enters my room. My help is sleeping in the next room. I don't know what to do. I am alone. I need help. So I was full of fear. The environment was tense. There was this demonic oppression in the house. I was full of fear. I could sit and cry. I didn't know what to do. But God was always there. It's only now that I know He was there. I didn't know then. So one night, I think it was like 2 weeks, 1.5 to 2 weeks after leaving the hospital, I was seated crying. Doors being banged. I could hear voices speaking. I could hear like demons moving around in the corridor. Whenever I started praying, heavy stones, I don't know if they are stones, they could come and hit the door. The iron sheets, everything was chaos. I was seated crying, tears rolling over my cheeks, and I heard this audible voice. It was my first time to hear the audible voice. I heard this voice loud and clear saying, it is finished, because I, the Lord, have come down to heal. Well, that changed my life. That was the beginning of the beginning. My life changed. That message, those words from the Lord changed everything. And that was the introduction to my knowing that God is a caring husband, which is what I want to talk about. Shortly after that, it was like 7 weeks after, I heard that voice again. That voice again told me from the same direction, from my right hand, from the window. It said again that I have healed your children. So in the morning I rushed them outside to see if they are really well healed, but it had not happened, so I had to apply some faith. But gradually they were healed. I thank God for that. So that was the introduction that helped me know that there is a God. Now God can speak. God can speak to me. I have heard his voice. Where I first doubted, the first one I doubted a lot until he sent somebody said, hey, God did speak to you. I was like, oh God, forgive me. Forgive my unbelief. The second one, immediately I knew it was the Lord. So Jesus was a caring husband. I have seen a lot to know that God is a caring husband. I have seen him work for me miracles. He has done a lot. I needed a tangible friend and I got one. So the journey was so long, but finally I realized and I came to know that God is a caring husband because he manifested himself as a husband in a spiritual way, not a carnal way. God manifested. So shortly after those audible sweet voices, in my dream, God gave me peace. I started sleeping. All that oppression ended. He told me everything will cool down. One by one, slowly by slowly, you look for them, but you will not find them. And that's how it happened. They disappeared. Calmness returned. Peace returned. We started sleeping like babies till morning. My babies were healed, completely healed, and I had peace. I started sleeping. So one night I was sleeping and I had this. I don't know if it was a dream, but I heard a man's voice telling me Isaiah 54. I paused and listened, and then the voice stopped. So in the same dream I was like, but you haven't told me the verse. That is a chapter. You haven't told me the verse. And then that man's voice from far replied 12. Now I woke up. I rushed my Bible to read that verse. Isaiah 54, verse 12. It says, I will build your towers with rubies, your gates with stones that blow like fire, and the wall around you with jewels. Well, I didn't understand that. I even didn't know what that means. I couldn't relate it to my situation. I was like, okay, I don't get it. So it's like an inner understanding came to me that you were told Isaiah 54. Why not read the whole chapter? And then I started from verse 1. When I started reading this chapter, it's like every verse, every word was meant for me. I started reading and taking it in, and I was being comforted. I heard the Lord speak to me. I said, wow, you are speaking to me through this chapter. When I reached verse 4, that says, do not be afraid. You will not be disgraced again. You will not be humiliated. I loved that. And so I kept reading. When I came to verse 5, that says, your Creator will be like a husband to you. The Almighty Lord is his name. The Holy God of Israel will save you. He is the ruler of all the world. I was like, so God can be a husband. God can be my husband. Well, I have a husband, but he's far away from me, and right now really I need a husband figure in this house. Or the fear, or the loneliness, I really need somebody close to me. So God can be a husband. I started thinking about it, but it didn't come that quickly. Slowly by slowly, I started talking about, thinking about God as a husband. It was not coming that really quickly, but it was a process. There is this verse 10 of the same chapter, Isaiah 54, verse 10. The mountains and hills may crumble, but my love for you will never end. I will keep forever my promise of peace. So says the Lord who loves you. And then I could jump to 15. Whoever attacks you does it without my consent. Whoever fights against you will fall. I create the blacksmith who builds the fire and forges weapons. I also create the soldier who uses the weapons to kill, but no weapon will be able to hurt you. You will have an answer for all who accuse you. I will defend my servants and give them victory. The Lord has spoken. That was all the encouragement that I needed. I loved that chapter and those verses because to me they were in my favor. Whenever I read them, I was like, oh God, you say you create the blacksmith, you create those people who make weapons to kill, you create those who kill, but no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. And then I applied that. I said, yes, you are fighting for me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, which means we are safe. God did really become my husband in a tangible way from then up to now. I have seen God as fully God and as fully man. When he is with his bride, he shows us his human side. He is so caring. He loves us in a way that human beings cannot love us. He does what humans cannot do. His love is different. I mean, he's so sweet. This man is so sweet. My Jesus is so loving. Like a good husband can care for his wife, for his children, for his family. And so is our Jesus. And he does it in a godly way. And I mean godly way, the godly standard. Godly standard cannot be compared to earthly standard. I have realized that the same way we run our relationships, the keys that help every relationship to succeed are also used in this godly relationship. We all know that communication is so much important in every relationship. And so in a relationship with Jesus, communication also is the key. Jesus communicates. He wants us to communicate too. It is a two-way. We are in love with him. He is the bridegroom and we are the bride. And so there must be communication. My communication with him started that very time when I heard that audible voice. When Jesus communicates, it comes with assurance. It's not only communicating, it comes with assurance. Like he assured me of his protection. Isaiah 43, verse 1 up to 4 confirms his assurance that comes from his communication. Let's read there, 43. Israel, the Lord who created you says, do not be afraid, I will save you. I have called you by name, you are mine. When you pass through deep waters, I will be with you. Your troubles will not overwhelm you. When you pass through fire, you will not be burned. The hard trials that come will not hurt you. For I am the Lord your God, the Holy God of Israel who saves you. I will give up Egypt to set you free. I will give up Ethiopia and Seba. I will give up whole nations to save your life, because you are precious to me, and because I love you and I give you honor. Do not be afraid. I am with you. From the distant east and the farthest west, I will bring your people home. That is assurance. When Jesus communicates, you are assured. That was enough for me to know that, oh, I am precious and honored before my Jesus. And so he'll give up whole nations to save me. I was like, okay, now I think we are safe. I said, what a caring husband you are. When Jesus communicates, comfort comes. You are comforted. That voice made me comfortable. It was like I was being revived. All this fear that had built up inside me disappeared. It began to disappear. Because God spoke to me. I had God speak to me. God spoke to me very clearly. I heard him. I was comforted because he did speak to me. And so every good husband knows that communication in a marriage is a key. And so it is the key also in a relationship with our Jesus. We ought to communicate to him every day of our lives. He loves it. He longs to see us come to him. Communication is the key. So God's communication comes with healing from emotional pain. In my situation, there was a lot of blame game. Yeah, pointing fingers, blaming people, hating people for everything that is happening to you. But God's communication came with healing. I slowly started letting things go. I said, okay, I have to let things go. I have to focus on God. He has assured me of his protection. I am safe. My children are okay. Nothing is going to happen to us. I think I need to focus on him than the source of the problem. Because he said he creates those who kill. He creates those who create weapons that are used to kill. But no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. So what do I have to fear? Why do I fear mortals? And he said, that voice that told me, I have healed your children. I said, okay, that is enough. I am assured, I am comforted, and my heart started to heal. That is communication. Another thing I have seen in having Jesus, allowing him to be your husband, your spiritual husband, it gives you company. We all need companionship. We all need company. My problem here was that I was feeling alone because my husband was far away. I needed a friend to talk to, somebody to listen to me, somebody to tell me to be strong, somebody who loves me, who cares for me. And so Jesus came in as a husband, as a companion, spiritually and physically. When I mean physically, it is through his manifest presence. Jesus has manifested himself in my life. My eyes have seen that. Physically, I got company. I was comforted and I got company that I was lacking. You can ask yourself how, but it happened. And it still happens. There was a time before I knew it was the presence of the Lord. My room could be filled with this presence. And I could feel that presence, that power in my bedroom, even in my bed. I could feel somebody is laying down next to me, but I cannot see that person and I cannot touch that person. But I felt that strong power. I started to fear. I remember telling my prayer partners that I don't know, but somebody stronger than me sleeps in my room. They didn't seem to get it. Well, they could. I was fearing that. I didn't know what it was, but slowly by slowly, I came to realize. I understood. I don't know. The Spirit of the Lord allowed me to understand that the presence of the Lord comes down to give me company in my room, and I really rest in that presence. I started feeling fine. I started feeling comforted. I started laughing and feeling happy. I started smiling, and every time I could feel that presence, I knew the Lord was there. I was like, oh, you are here to see me sleep. And really, He could be there as I sleep. Sometimes I could fall asleep in His arms. That is company, physical company. I got that. Spiritually, He is always there with us. That there is no doubt about that. Spiritually, He is always there. We can find that in Psalm 34. Psalm 34, verse 15. It says, the Lord watches over the righteous and listens to their cries, but He opposes those who do evil, so that when they die, they are soon forgotten. Verse 18 says, the Lord is near to those who are discouraged. He saves those who have lost all hope. Good people suffer many troubles, but the Lord saves them from them all. The Lord preserves them completely. Not one of their bones is broken. Evil will kill the wicked. Those who hate the righteous will be punished. The Lord will save His people. Those who go to Him for protection will be spared. The Lord gave me company. He did, and He is still doing. Because I allowed Him. After realizing that, after knowing it, I said, oh, now I surrender. Take over. I need You every second of my life, and I don't know if I can live without Him. To be sure, to be honest, I cannot live without Him. Because His sweet presence has changed my life, and living one day or two without His presence in my life, I go crazy. So, God is a caring husband. He does what no man can do. He handles situations differently from human beings. And His ways are always true and good. Another thing that comes from having Jesus as your husband is protection. Guaranteed protection of your life and your loved ones. I don't know how many times the Lord has told me, has assured me of His protection. Every time my heart gets worried, or I've got a bad dream, or my child is sickly, when my heart is worried, the Lord speaks to me. He reminds me of Psalm 91. You can read Psalm 91. It is a beautiful prayer of protection. So the Lord normally reminds me of Psalm 91, verse 9. It says, you have made the Lord your defender, the Most High your protector, and so no disaster will strike you. No violence will come near your home. God will put His angels in charge of you to protect you wherever you go. They will hold you up with their hands to keep you from hurting your feet on the stones. Hallelujah. Every time I'm worried, He reminds me of that. He has given me protection. He has assured me of His protection. Psalm 1 verse 6 says, "The righteous are protected and are guided." So we have nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. So when you allow God to be your husband, you are assured of protection, because He protects His children. He protects His wife. He protects His family. Every good husband, every caring husband is always trying to protect his family from anything that can harm them. So, how can God fail to protect her? Protect His family, His wife, His bride, His children, His offspring? You are assured of that protection. You are assured of His protection. God has assured me of His protection. Every time my heart starts to worry, I don't know how many times He has told me in prayer that your children are mine. I know them. I am shielding you. I am protecting you. Nothing will happen to you. That's how He encourages me every time I pray for protection over my children. Yes, I pray, but every time I take it a bit far, getting worried and all that, worked up my children, He's like, hey, your children are mine. One time I was praying for my children. I was really worried. I was praying for God to change their minds. Lord, don't let my children be confused. And He started speaking to me. He was like, I am the one who tunes the minds of my loved ones. Well, that was so comforting. And another time, He sent a word through a brother to tell me that my family is His family too. Then I remembered, oh, I made him my husband, and I call him my husband. Praise God. And so, we are assured of protection. Number 4, I have seen, and it is written, God loves honesty. He wants our truth. He wants us to give Him everything. Speak the truth. When you go before Him, go as you are. Tell Him what you have in your heart, or how you want things done. It doesn't matter if they are not answered, because He knows how to answer our prayers according to our needs and according to what is good for us. So just go as you are and tell Him. When I go to the Lord, I tell Him all that is in my heart as a husband. Sometimes I could tell Him, okay, it's morning, good morning, let's talk about today. I'm about to leave. I'm going to work. Stay back with your children and go with me too. You know what we need. Take care of everything. Choose, decide what we should eat. Protect your little ones. And if they are going to school, go with them. You know, I cannot get worried when I have you as a husband. And so you cannot fail to protect your children on their way to school and back. You cannot fail to protect me. So you are the head of the family. Have your way. Do everything. And that could be my prayer in the morning. And I truly have seen with the Lord act in the way that I called Him. So He wants the truth. Tell Him all your heart. If you feel heartbroken, tell Him. He knows it. He has already seen it. He knows everything. But He wants us to tell Him what we are feeling. It's a two-way. It's the communication number 1 that I said. If we are communicating, we all share ideas, we speak, we all let our hearts out. Yes, He is the one, He is the final man, but He has to know your feelings too. So tell Him. Psalm 51 verse 6 says, sincerity and truth are what you require. That's how King David prayed. Sincerity and truth are what you require. Lord, fill my mind with your wisdom. Sincerity and truth are what you require. Fill my mind with your wisdom. Sincerity and truth. So tell him the truth. Be free. Feel free. Because he is your husband, your spiritual husband. He takes care of your needs. He knows where you are at. Even if you hide him, he knows what you are thinking in your heart. So go, be pure as a child. Speak the truth. Say, I feel bad. I am weepy today. I don't know. I feel I need a friend. I need a hug. I want somebody to talk to. I feel I need financial help. I tell him, and he will care according to your needs. Tell him everything. He loves to meet you where you are at, because he knows where you are at, but he loves it when you open your heart. Tell him as your father. Tell him as your husband. The same way you never hide a thing from your husband is the same way you should tell God all that is in your heart. Tell him your secrets, because he already knows them. So don't hide. Don't shy away. Just tell him. That's what I do. And when I fail to do it, I find myself repenting and crying, oh Lord, forgive me. I have not made you part of my life these days. And because he's my husband, I tell him everything. I tell him what I need and what I feel and what I feel I should be doing. Speak to him about everything. Another thing, the Lord loves to spend time with us. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 17 says, the Lord your God is with you. He will sing over you. Zephaniah. He will sing over you. Let's read that verse. Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 17 says, the Lord your God is with you. His power gives you victory. The Lord will take delight in you, and in his love he will give you new life. He will sing and be joyful over you, as joyful as people at a festival. Wow. The Lord will sing over you. He loves to spend time with us, and it hurts him actually. We grieve him when we deny him time, quality time that he wants. He doesn't want your whole day if you can't afford that. But the little time that you get, he wants it. So when you keep pushing him away in favor of small things, it grieves him. So he wants to spend time with us and be happy, dance with us. It might sound weird, but yes, it is true. The Lord dances. He knows how to dance very well. He sings with us. He sings over us. He rejoices over us. He can't pray. I've seen the Lord dance with me. I've seen him sit and watch me dance for him. I've seen him sing for me. I have seen him hold my face like this as I wrap my hands around him while we are singing a worship song. I have seen him pray in the water with me. I have seen myself with him in a boat, being balanced side by side by angels. I have seen him come before the line of the angels and sing with me, sing for me during church worship. He really loves to spend time with us. He really loves that. So as a husband in your life, the same way that you spend time with your husband and get to know each other and play funny games and speak things, laugh, roll on the ground, the Lord does that too with us when you allow Him. They make Him happy. He loves what we love. He cannot take you swimming when you love singing. No. What you love is what He loves. That's the beauty of our Lord. I don't know how I can describe Him, but He's a handsome man, so charming and wonderful. The Lord loves to call us beautiful names. I'm a witness to that too. And so don't fear. If you feel you are in love with Him, don't fear to tell Him all the good words that you want. One time I was in prayer and I was really feeling much in love with Him. So I started calling Him names. And everything I said, I meant it because it was coming from my heart. And so I was telling Him, Lord, you are my King, the King of my heart. You are my vine. You are the center of my life. My vine. And so, as I was telling Him, calling Him those names, He cut in and said, here comes the bride. Here comes the bride, consoling her groom with beautiful words of love. He said, your beauty is marvelous to behold. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet. That is my Jesus for you. So please, He is a good husband, a caring husband. I don't know what I could have done in life without Him. Yes, I have a husband who adores me, and I adore him too. But Jesus is our spiritual husband. He meets our needs that human beings cannot meet. My husband cannot feel that place that was made for God. It cannot hurt him. But with God feeling it and the love of my husband, I am complete. And I wish that for everyone. If you don't have a husband, you have your Jesus. Trust me, He can be enough. He can be enough. You will never have a problem when you have Him. So He wants that beautiful time. Please give Him time. Speak to Him. Tell Him all you want. Call Him beautiful names if you have them. And you will hear Him call you names. Yes, He has beautiful names. He knows how to love. I have heard Him call me names. I'll talk about them in another video because there is a lot in this video. I'll talk about that. Beautiful names. I don't know when. I almost collapsed when I heard Him call me Angel. I doubted for like a day, but the next day I repented. So, lastly, but not the least, if you don't let go, Jesus will not take over. He wants you to let go. To have Him as a husband, you just have to let go and allow Him act, move, work, speak as a husband. Let Him, give Him control over everything. Give Him control over your family, over your life, over your children. Give Him full control. Let Him take over. Let Him empty you of you so that He can fill you of Him. That's my prayer. I say, God, empty me of me and fill me with you. Fill me with what you want. Have your way, lead. I just want to follow. Have your way in my home. Have your way in my children. My children are your children. My husband is yours too. So guide me, guide us. I don't know what to do. I cannot even manage my home Without your help, without the Holy Spirit, I cannot do anything. So I need you every second of my life. I need you every hour. I need you every day. I need you every week, every month, every year. So take over. Surprise me. And truly, He has surprised me. He has surprised me so much. And I'm so grateful to Him. I'm so grateful. I remember one time one of my adult children visited my son. So we were praying as he was about to leave. We were in my living room. We were praying, and then we prayed. I felt this presence. Somebody came in from the corridor, but I couldn't open my eyes. It was tense. I was I feared. I stopped praying because I was feeling that presence, the person around. So I kept quiet. He continued praying, and my children were there. After, he said, "Do you know what? I saw the Lord coming while we were praying." I said, He said, "My God, I was praying, but I really didn't know what I was doing. I was shaking. I was like, Then I was like, what is it with you?" How can you ask the man of the house why he came into his living room? I told him, the Lord resides in this house. He's the man of the house, and so He has permission. He comes in whenever He wants, and He is always here. So he was there panicking. He had to leave. He was not talking. He was just overwhelmed, and I was enjoying it. I said, "Oh my God, it's here. Lord, I know you're here. You live in this house, and so you have surprised my son." So he makes an entrance every time he wants. Sometimes I enter my room and I really feel him enter, and I'm like, "Is that you?" And then he says, "My spirit lives in you." So if you want to see the Lord really take over as a husband, do everything for you. Allow Him. Give Him your consent. Cooperate with Him. Don't hold back His love. Don't deny Him anything. Don't hold back. Don't fear. Don't put boundaries. No. Allow Him enter every part of your life. Let Him control. Let Him take the wheel. Just sit back in the vehicle and enjoy the ride. Jesus is so wonderful. He is a loving husband. He is a loving father. He is a friend. In fact, I don't have enough names to call Him. He's my protector. He's my defender. He's the lover of my soul. He's a father to my children. He's my father. He's my husband. He's my friend, trusted friend, my darling friend. I can call Him everything because He is everything, and He never fails. His promises are true. He will never fail, and He never leaves us. He will never, never forsake us. That is the husband we all need. If you don't have a husband, please cleave to Jesus. If you have a husband, cleave to Jesus too, because you need Him. If you are a widow, cleave to Him. He will be there to satisfy your needs, to fulfill each and everything He has promised you. If you are lonely, if you are sick, in any situation, it's only Jesus that you need. And once you allow Him, openly allow Him into your life, everything will change. You will testify. You will see the goodness of the Lord. Fear will go. I no longer fear. I have seen Him. I have seen His face. I have fallen in love with Him. I have seen Him sing for me. I have seen Him come down and speak to me during prayer. I have seen Him hold my hand and take me to places. I have seen Him protect us. I have seen Him provide. I have seen Him doing everything. So our Lord is good. Jesus is our husband, caring husband, a husband that we all need, a husband that knows how to love. I call him the best hugging man because he really knows how to hug. He knows how to cheer us. He knows how to make us feel loved. He knows how to make us feel precious and loved. That is Jesus for you. God bless you so much. I hope that God's presence manifests in your life too. I pray that His saving hand touches your life. I pray that whatever your heart needs, may the Lord meet you where you are at. Shalom.